What's up? What's up? Give you guys just a couple minutes to get in. This is going to be very, very important because I've been keeping up with the news. I've been keeping up with a lot of what's going on because, again, when it comes to, people losing their jobs and whatnot, I don't want to see anyone lose their job. I don't want to see somebody in a position where they cannot take care of themselves or their families. I don't want to see it. I get no joy out of it. And I just hope it's something that does not happen. But I'm also a realist where when I see certain things, I understand that potentially this is the direction we're heading in. So I give everybody just a couple of minutes to get in. We're going to be live. This video is going to be powerful. It's going to be impactful. And I'm going to try to keep it short. But this needs to be talked about. We need to discuss this because there are a lot of people, like I said, who are very, very vulnerable in tough positions. And it's going to be very hard for you. If you have any questions or comments, you're welcome to drop it. Again, I give everyone just a couple of minutes to come in and get settled. All right. Let's go ahead and get into the good stuff, the nitty and the gritty. If you have a question, if you have a comment, you are more than welcome to drop it. If I see it, I promise you I will get to it as quickly as I can. All right. So, oops. Let's go ahead and get into it. The word for today is emergency. And so we need to be prepared for whatever's coming, whatever's about to happen. So I don't know if you know, but recently, I think, and I got this information last night that the IRS just furloughed 35,000. 35,000 jobs were cut. Now, furlough is not the same as fired, I know, and it does imply that they can be brought back. But as far as I know, they're not getting paid. So to me, it's the same as being fired, even if it's temporary. And so AI is going to present a problem for a lot of people because one of the top industries I tell you that's going to be eliminated is going to be those of you who do taxes, those of you who do jobs online with numbers. So AI is here, right? So we're going to make AI, let's see. All right, so this is going to be, because I want to break this down, make it super simple for you. This is going to be AI, right? And right now, AI is the king, right? So this is AI. AI is the king. I'm going to put a little crown over the head of AI to imply that it is king. Right? Like it or not, AI is king. And so what does that mean? Let me pull this back just a little bit so I can make sure you guys are seeing everything. There we go. So right now, AI is king. Again, if you have any questions or comments, you're welcome to drop it. By the way, you don't know who I am if you're new to this channel, and I assume that some of you are. I'm the Middleman CEO, Shon-Jhon. And what I do is I teach people how to build a business from their phone that works without them. So if you're not sure what that is, go and look at bookandmove.com. I'll write it down really quickly so you guys can see it. A great reference site. just go to bookandmove.com. Bookandmove.com is a middleman business, fully automated, where I connect customers to movers. Yes, it's a moving business. Yes, I own it, but I don't move anybody and I don't want to. And so what I do is I teach you how to build a business system that connects customers to service providers. You get paid every time you book a customer. By the way, you don't book it, the website does. It's fully automated. It does not need you. It runs without you. If that's something you want to learn how to do because you need to make additional source of income, then go check that site out. And then all you have to do is click one of the links in the comments below before the price goes up and before you're stuck on a waiting list, so you could get into the VIP program. The link is going to be in the video description. So put it right here. VIP link in video description. Oops. There you go. So the link's going to be in the video description. If you want to get into the VIP, the price for the VIP, because I build you, the way we do it, I build you a fully automated business that is ready to go. So the price for that is about to go to $5,000. And the goal is for the businesses to make $10,000 per month. So that's an easy investment. But you don't have to pay that right now. You can get in that class before the price goes up. $997 is what it is now. You can pay one time, or you can do 4 payments of $250. The link is going to be in the description for whichever you prefer, but move quickly. Now, let's talk about AI again, right? Very hard to find a good marker in here because I have kids. So, but if you want to get into that, go quickly. Go check out this website. If you're like, what's the business? How does it work? Go check that out. Super simple, super easy. If you have any questions or comments, you're welcome to drop it. If I see it, I promise you that I'll get to it. Hit thumbs up, hit subscribe. Come on in. Right? Shout out to, I think in the last 2 days, I think we had 8 people sign up Wednesday, and then Thursday, I want to say 7. So 15 new people got here before the price went to here, because once the price goes to here, we're not going back. And the reason I say that is because if I can show you a business or if I can give you a business that's already designed, built, all you have to do is, well, there's not a whole lot you have to do. It's so simple. There's really not. I was talking the other day, I was making a joke. I was like, if I wanted to work on my business all day long, I couldn't do it. There's nothing to do. My business runs itself, and that's how we wanted to do. So, but if I can hand you a business that makes $10,000 per month, would $5,000 be a good investment? Absolutely. For $120,000 a year, yes, we do that all day long. But the beauty is right now, if you move quickly, you don't have to pay that. You can pay way less, still get the same business and system. And you get to work one-on-one with me. So I don't know if you guys want to work one-on-one with me, but I think I'm pretty cool. So, all right, let's talk about what's happening. So right now we have AI, and we're just going to call it, as a matter of fact, AI disruption. We're going to call it AI disruption, or a better word, storm. There is a storm coming. That storm is AI. Now, what's that storm going to look like? I'll be honest with you. I'm not a guy that's going to fluff you, pretend to know. Listen, I don't know. I don't know exactly what the AI storm is going to look like when it gets here. But I do know for the majority of people who have jobs right now, it ain't going to be pretty. So I predict, this is my prediction, I predict that there's an AI storm on the horizon, right? I'm a South Louisiana boy. We have these things called hurricanes. And whenever a hurricane, there's 3 steps that we take to protect ourselves from hurricanes. Number one, we identify, right? We identify that there's an issue. And what you guys need to do is identify that AI is not only on its way, it's actually here. Now, I believe, and I'll put this in red right next to it, I believe we've only seen, because I want to remind you, I believe we've only seen 5% of what AI can do. I believe we've only seen 5% of what AI can do. Now, for most people, that's going to be terrifying and scary. For me, it's not, and I'll explain it as we go. A couple things we know about AI. It learns all the time. It grows all the time. It's always learning. It's always growing. I want to think of something to compare it to. I can't even think of anything. I guess like humans, it's always growing. It's always evolving. It's always learning. The only difference between us and AI is it does not have emotions and it does not forget. Those are the two of the biggest differences. It does not have emotions, so it does not have emotions, so it does not get emotionally drawn into anything. It's always looking at it from a logical perspective, I would assume. And it's ever learning. I don't know if that's a real word. I made it up, but you know what it means. Sometimes made up words work, guys. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they do. If you have a question or comment, you are welcome to drop it. If I see it, I will get to it. If you are someone who's concerned about AI, or if you know AI has eliminated jobs or your job's probably not safe, let me know in the comments. By the way, put your, if you want to shout out, put your name and your city in the comments. I'll shout you out. So I appreciate everyone who watches. So the first step is to identify that AI is here. And unless you've been living under a rock, you know AI is here. So check, we've identified AI is here. What's that storm going to look like? This is just my guess. I cannot guarantee it. I think we're looking at a loss of 10 million jobs in the next 12 months. I think we're going to lose 10 million jobs in the next 12 months. Now, if you guys are familiar with Charlie Kirk and some others who I consider to be intelligent people, whether you like them or not, that's up to you. But I like to always listen to what a person says and kind of go from there. But he was predicting, I'm not as bold as he is, but he was predicting, I want to say, 50 million jobs in the next year to 18 months. I don't know. To me, that would be just devastating. 10 million is devastating enough. I just believe that we're probably looking at about 10 million jobs eliminated in the next 12 months. So, and what makes me think this? Well, in this year alone, we're at about 1 million jobs eliminated by AI. And I told you, one of the first things I told you about AI is it learns, it keeps learning, and it moves quickly. So if we're at 5% now, and we've already lost 1 million jobs, 5%, that's just my belief, 5% of AI equals 1 million jobs lost. And that's 2025. We're not even out of 2025. So 5% of AI equals 1 million jobs lost. And again, we're not even out of 2025. So obviously it can go up. But 1 million is a lot. That's a lot of jobs to be lost. And you're probably thinking, well, they'll just replace those jobs. Well, not with a human being. Otherwise, they would have kept you for them than employees. Amazon's a company that you're going to look up and they're going to have complete automation. All of you who do the gig work, you're going to get left behind. Who's in danger? I kind of went over that yesterday in the other live class I was doing. So, but again, this information is not here to scare you. I'm not here to frighten you. I'm not here to scare you. I'm not the Terrifier. I'm not Michael Myers. I'm not the boogeyman. AI is, but I'm not. I'm on your side, believe it or not. Now, AI does not give a you know what because AI does not have emotions. That's why this game is so dangerous, because AI does not have emotions. It does not care. See, I have emotions, right? I'm an emotional creature. So are you. I'm sentimental. I'm like, you can touch me with your stories, and I'll buy in, and I'm just like that. I'll empathize. I'll sympathize. I'll understand. But AI is not going to be like that. When AI gets directions, it's just going to execute. It's like a soldier. Like it's not going to get emotionally involved. It's just going to take the orders and process it and proceed and execute. Whereas if I knew you got laid off and you have 3 kids at home and a spouse and a dog, and I wouldn't want you to lose your job. I wouldn't want you to lose your job. I'd be like, no, we don't want them to lose their job. I got to find a way to keep you on. You got so many people to take care of, so many people counting on you. I just don't have the heart to let you go. That's me. Now, AI is not going to feel that way. 2025, 5% of jobs, 5% of AI introduced to us, 1 million jobs lost. I just assume that by the time we get to 2026, we'll probably, because of how fast this thing grows, we'll probably be at about, I want to say maybe 20% of AI. Truth is, we'll never get to 100% because this thing never stops learning. 20%, in my opinion, is going to equal 10 million jobs lost. And again, this is not to scare you. This is not to frighten you. I'm not the boogeyman. AI is, so don't take it out on me. Take it out on AI. But I'm here to wake you up. I'm here to give you some information. I'm here to show you that if you have a job that can be replaced by AI, then you will be replaced. As much as I like you, as much as the company likes you, as much as your boss likes you, as much as your coworkers like you, they probably don't as much, right? But as much as that is true, AI is not going to care. Companies right now are looking to increase revenue. Companies right now are looking to increase revenue. Well, how do you increase revenue? Well, there's 2 ways. You could spend less. Okay, I'll put it here. Spend less. Or, you got it, make more. You could spend less or you can make more. There's only 2 ways to generate more revenue. You could spend less or you can make more. Now, there's some information going around that companies that have integrated AI are not really making a ton of money off of AI. They're like, hey, these profits for these companies are still the same. If they made $1 billion last year, they made $1 billion today. AI did not increase their revenue. And I beg to differ. Why? Because there are 2 ways to increase revenue. How many? Two. Somebody let me know in the comments if there's another. But as far as I can think of, there's two ways. Two ways to increase revenue. You ready? Spend less, make more. So if the companies aren't making more, then they must be creating revenue by what? Spending less. Well, what does that mean? That means you're fired. So they're spending less. So when they say these companies are not making money, they are. They're making money by spending less. The job that they were paying an engineer to do $150,000 a year, that one position, it didn't make them any more money. It didn't increase their revenue line, but it decreased their expenses, which made them more. Let me ask you, if you were paying for, keep it simple, let's say an iPhone, or let's say the internet, or let's say cable, because nobody needs cable right now, right? So if you were paying $150 per month for cable and you cut the cable, that $150 goes where now? Correct, into your pockets. So it didn't necessarily increase your revenue by helping you to make more money, but it did increase by helping you to not have to spend the money, right? So there's two ways to increase revenue: spend less, make more. Let me know in the comments if you got something else. So first thing we want to do is we want to identify that there is a problem. We already see AI has introduced itself. By the way, if you're new to all of this, AI just simply means artificial intelligence, right? Artificial intelligence. And so this video is about those whose jobs are at risk because the AI storm is a brewing. And it's a coming, right? And it's a coming right now. And it's a category 10. In hurricanes, you only go up to category 5s. This is at a category 10. I'm from South Louisiana. I went through Katrina. This is way worse, right? Way worse than what Katrina was. And I'm not talking about the after effects of Katrina. I'm just talking about the size of the storm and whatnot, right? So identify that there's a storm. Now that you've identified that there is a storm coming, because we look at, in the South, we look at hurricanes, we identify that there is a storm out indeed in the Gulf or in the Atlantic. So we know we got a problem, or the Caribbean. We know we got a problem. The storm is on the way. Second thing we want to do, right? We want to prepare. We want to prepare and plan. What does that look like? Well, after we identify that there's a storm out in the Gulf and it's coming our way, then the next thing we want to do is we want to prepare. We want to have a plan. So in the storms, that looks like getting gas. We need to have gas. Gas stations probably won't be open for a couple of weeks. We need to get gas. We need to get water. We need to get canned goods. Anything that we can store and eat without needing a refrigerator is what we need to buy, right? We need to get anything that we can eat out of a can, out of a pack. So crackers, bread, spaghetti, canned goods, ravioli, soup, whatever you can eat out of a can, that's the first thing we need to buy. So when you go to the Walmart and the Target, when you get on the aisle with bread, all the bread's gone. When you get on the aisle with the water, all of the water's gone. When you get on the aisle with the canned goods, all of the canned goods are gone. It's going to look like the store just opened. There's nothing on the shelves. And when you go to the meat section and all that, loaded. Nobody's touching it. Why? Because in a couple of days, no one's going to have power. So in fact, you go home and you take everything out of the refrigerator and out of your freezer and you cook it immediately, because it's not going to be good. So you have to cook it, you eat off that, save all the canned goods for what's coming next. For a lot of you, your preparation plan needs to look like, I know there's a storm brewing, I know AI is coming, I know my paycheck is not safe. So I know probably within the next year to maybe 2 years if you're lucky, I'm not going to have a paycheck. My paycheck is going to be eliminated, and that's going to be a big part of the disruption. A lot of you who rely on paychecks today, you need them. It's an integral part of your life. It takes care of you. It takes care of your family. It pays the bills. I get it. I get it. There's nothing wrong with having a paycheck. Nothing wrong. By the way, for everyone who's been emailing me and asking, again, if you move quickly, you can get into the masterclass for $9.97. Build your business right now. Well, actually, it's built for you, but you'll get the VIP treatment for $9.97. You can also break it down into 4 payments or pay it one time. But if you wait, you're going to pay $5,000, and if we don't have any spots, you'll be on a waiting list, because everyone who's in the VIP, they work with me one-on-one, and I can't serve everybody. So you need to move quickly. Just in the past 2 days, we had 17 people enrolled. Shout out to everybody. If I had my list in front of me, I would read it. But shout out to everybody. I know Jose is on it. I know. Trying to think. I know Brandon's on it. I know Isaac. I can't think of them all. I apologize. And I know there's a couple of you waiting. I don't know if you guys are watching right now. I got some loyal people that I love on this page. I know Murder is usually in the building when I do these lives. If you are, I think I sent the link to you. Please go check it. Go move quickly. Paul, if you're watching, you need to move quickly, or you guys are going to be stuck. Trying to help you as much as I can. So you're going to be locked out. So your paycheck, you need to know a part of your plan is your paycheck. So you need to identify there's a storm, which means what? My job is not safe. As soon as you identify that there's a storm, the storm's going to mean that your job is not safe. If you have a question or comment, guys, you're welcome to drop it. If I see it, I'll get to it. So what's the identification look like? AI is here. Job not safe. That's what it's going to look like. Identify there's a problem. Wait a minute. What's this thing? It's doing everybody's work. All these companies are trying to integrate it. Everybody's going nuts over it, running like it's the end of the world, because companies want this thing in there so it could do my job and they send me home. Again, job not safe. You need to identify AI is here, which means that your job is not safe. Okay? I'm going to try to keep this as simple as possible. And then, of course, prepare. Have a plan. Prepare, have a plan. They should be teaching what I'm teaching right here. They should be teaching this in high school. They should be teaching this in college, because the future is going to be involving AI. By the way, at the end of this, after all this scares you to death, I don't mean it to do that, but it is kind of terrifying believing that you could be in that 10 million that's going to lose their jobs next year, I believe. Again, I hope I'm wrong. I got a really, really good feeling that I'm right. And it's not a good feeling in the sense that I'm going to rejoice if 10 million people lose their job. Of course not. I've been there. I've done that. I've been homeless a minimum of 3 times. It ain't fun. You don't want to do it. But in the sense that I feel like we're trending in that direction. I hope it's less. Hope it's not as bad. But there's definitely a storm ahead. So prepare, get a plan. Right? So what does that mean? That means, in hurricane terms, get your food, cook your food, get your fuel. So it's food and fuel in hurricane terms, right? So it's get your food, all the canned goods and whatnot you're going to need. Cook the food you currently have before it goes to waste. Try to eat as much of it as you can. And then get your fuel, because there's going to be no fuel in the city for a while. There's going to be no power, no fuel. So make sure you get your canned goods, get your water, batteries, stuff like that. So understand that your job is not safe. Prepare for this. No paycheck. Understand that what you're facing, you need to be prepared and have a plan for your paycheck disappearing, going away. Vamos. Understand that you're going to wake up one day, there's going to be an email or a voicemail or a text message or some sad faces at the front door, all trying to break into HR because they were counting on these paychecks, and now these paychecks are not going to be there. So they went from counting on these paychecks to not being able to count a paycheck. And so I don't know about you, but again, that's not a good feeling to wake up and realize that your only source of income, and that's the danger, it's your only source of income. So obviously, if you lose your one source of income, you have no sources of income. You have nothing. So you've got to be prepared. You got to be prepared for no paycheck. So what are you going to do? That's the question you should be asking at this stage. If, not even if, when AI or automation or immigration or outsourcing, all of these things work against you. AI can take your job, you're fired. Automation can take your job, you're fired. A college student who's burdened by debt and willing to work for less can take your job, you're fired. Someone on the other side of the world willing to work for pennies to do your job, you're fired. Someone coming into the country who needs to have work and they're just trying to take care of themselves and they're needing a job, they can take your job. So you have all of these things working against you, and yet somehow you guys still believe that your job is safe. Your job is not safe. I wish I had a whistle because that's what I'm doing. I'm blowing a whistle. Your job is not safe under any circumstances. Your job is not safe. It's not going to be here. Let me know in the comments if you guys agree or disagree. Drop your city and state wherever you're watching from. I'll shout you out. Just want to make sure I don't go over time. Let's see what time it is. All right, got a few more minutes. But you guys need to understand that your paycheck's going to disappear when AI introduces itself to the company that you work for. Your paycheck, it's going to disappear. Your job is not safe. It's not reliable. Which means that what? Your paycheck is not safe. It's not reliable. I know you've been going to sleep comfortably for the last 5 years, waking up to the guarantee almost of that paycheck. But this is not that. Those days of having guaranteed pay and whatnot are long gone. So no paycheck. And the last thing, so I give you these 3 steps that I hope would help you. These are 3 steps we use in hurricane preparedness. We identify that there's a storm. We prepare and we plan for the storm. And then the last thing we do is we execute. We execute the plan. You need to identify that AI is here. That AI is looking to replace you. And because it is, your job is not safe. You also need to step 2, you need to understand that you need to prepare for AI taking your job. Some of you, you're already seeing the writing on the wall. You're already hearing about someone who was let go. You're already hearing about someone, a company coming in to install some AI or whatnot. By the way, if you're on the phone, if you're doing customer service, if you do anything on the phone, you're out of there. If you do anything that AI can do, you're out of there. AI can do your taxes. You're not going to have a job. AI can be your attorney. You're not going to need them, right? It's only a matter of time before AI is teaching in the classrooms. So AI is going to be in your hospitals. AI is going to be at your bank. You're going to think you're talking to someone? It's AI. AI, I think at some point is going to get so good that we won't know the difference between AI and you. If I call you, have a phone conversation with you, going to sound like you, talk like you, think like you, respond like you, laugh like you, and then you're going to touch me on the shoulder and say, who are you talking to? It's like, oh my God, I thought I was talking to you. Who am I talking to? I'm talking to AI? It sounds like you? We even did a FaceTime. It looks like you? I'm just waiting for AI virtual dating because I know there's a lot of people out there who are very lonely and they'll date AI. I don't know. I'm just saying it's nuts out there. Let me know if you think people would actually date AI. Like, girl, you're looking good tonight. And it's an AI bot and she looked like Halle Berry. Hallelujah. Or are you dating the guy, what's the guy who played The Lion King or Brad Pitt or something like that, and you could get on there and date them? Just think of that. If you want to have a date with Brad Pitt, but you can't, and all of a sudden AI lets you, send you Brad Pitt. Like, I could tap in and call Brad Pitt, and no one even know the difference. You'll know it's not the real Brad Pitt, but would you care? Let me know, guys, if you don't mind, let me know in the comments one job that you believe is not safe from AI. I believe that if you do taxes, AI is going to replace you just like that. This might even be the last year of people filing taxes with a person. By the way, the tax business is a perfect middleman business. It's perfect. So if you have an idea for a middleman business and you want me to use it in an example up here of how easy it is to launch it and to get paid from it, drop it in the comments. Let me know. I'll do a quick example and show you guys how easy this is. But let's wrap this up. So execute. And so you're gonna have to identify that AI is here. It's here. Then understanding that, you understand now that your job is not safe. And then you understand that you need a plan to execute. So your job is not safe. You have no paycheck because you're going to lose your job. Obviously, you're not going to have a paycheck. You're obviously not going to have a paycheck if you lose your job. So the last thing is going to be execute. Right? So, what are you going to execute? Your plan. This is what I did. I married AI. Yep. I did it. Got the virtual ring. Where is it? Virtual ring to prove it. So I married AI, and I am now in a relationship with AI. So for all the single ladies out there, yes, I am taken. Taken by who? AI. I proposed to AI. We got married, and then we started having little babies. First baby was named Book and Move. There's also quotebuddy.com. I got that too. Middlemanceo.com, got all of that. And so this, to me, is your way to escape devastation that's coming from the AI storm. First thing you need to do, because again, I think we've only seen the beginnings of what AI is and what's possible. In fact, we don't even know. It's like putting everybody on Earth's brain together. There's a movie I really like. What's the guy's name? It was called Limitless. I can see the guy's face, but I can't think of his name. And it's funny that I say that way because AI will never forget. Bradley Cooper. That's the guy's name. See, I never forgot it. I just couldn't access it for like the past 10 seconds. But AI never forgets and it does not lack. So that's what you're up against. Bradley Cooper had a movie called Timeless, a really good movie where they take this pill and the brain, like you can access 100% of the brain. It was nuts. Really, really good movie. All of a sudden, 15 years later, we got AI, which is like limitless by itself. And so let me know in the comments, guys, if you agree or disagree with my take on this. Or what do you guys think about AI? You know what I think about AI. What do you think? You think AI is here to stay? You think AI is going to be here today, gone tomorrow? Are you concerned about AI? Is it going to take your job? Do you have a job where you can be replaced by AI? Because I always say, you're not Beyonce. You are replaceable. The queen bee is not. I got to be nice to the Swifties and the queen bees, the beehive. Is that what they call them? Something like that. Hilarious. So, all right. So, but this is what you guys are facing. You're facing an AI storm. 95% of the AI has not introduced itself to us. When that happens, only God knows where we're going after that. I predict in 2026, over 10 million jobs lost. I hope that I'm wrong. I worry that not only am I right, but I've underestimated severely. There are some calling for 50 million jobs in the next year to 18 months. Again, I'm not going to be that bullish because part of me does not want this to be true. But the other part of me, where the emotions are not involved, looks at this and removes all emotions and says, how many jobs we lost this year due to AI? Approximately 1 million. We still have 3 months left. Okay, we've already dropped 1 million jobs. Three months left. Probably just on average, probably another 250,000 jobs. We know that that AI is starting to figure out how to help companies, along with smart people who are helping AI to get better. We know AI is figuring out how to integrate itself into companies. Like AI, if it was a person, can show up and say, hey, I can help your business. Yeah, I can help you to fire everybody here on this floor. How many people you have on this floor? 130? I can help you to fire 130 people right now, and I can do all their jobs. Here's what I need from you. I need you to give me all the information they have, whatever their job is, their SOP, standard operating procedures, whatever they do. I need you, if you shared with me, I can learn what they do in a split second, do it at their level even better. And here's what I'm going to cost. What are you paying these 10 workers right here? 100 grand a year? That's $1 million. I'll replace each one of them for $100 a month. You're out of there. So what's up, Antonio? Antonio say AI is the new Bitcoin. 100%. 100%. AI is the new takeover. AI is going to break up families. I hate to say that, but AI is going to break up families, going to break up households, going to cause divorces, ugly divorces, because there are a ton of spouses right now who are seeing the storm but haven't identified it as a threat, haven't prepared or created a plan, have not executed. And if that's you, then you're going to find the same results at the end of the rainbow that they're going to find. Guess what? No pot of gold, at least not for you. Now, for the company owners, the business owners who work with AI, they're going to do fine. They're going to do fine. AI is the new Bitcoin. It is the new investment. I believe personally that there are going to be more millionaires created in the next 5 years than ever before in history. And I know Bitcoin created a ton of millionaires in like a 7-year period or something like that. Like buku, okay? So if you're from New Orleans, you know what buku means. It just means a ridiculous amount, a lot, right? And so, like Antonio said, AI is going to be the new investment power, the new move, the new wave, the new play, the new way to roll. And if you get left behind, you're going to be stuck out like so many were when Bitcoin hit 100,000 bucks. Now you want to buy in. Wrong time to buy in. You always buy in at the bottom, or you always buy in at the beginning. A lot of you have the opportunity to partner with AI right now. But what you're going to do, because this is who you are, you're going to sit back and get wiped out. And then you're going to come out crying and sad and an emotional wreck because you saw it coming. You identified that it's here. I can see it. Where's Mary? Where's Joe? Where's Ryan? Where's John? Usually when I'm on this floor, there's 10 people in the elevator with me. Now it's just me and Miss Johnson. Where's everybody at? And then Miss Johnson slides a note to you at your cubicle and say, hey, do you think we're next? And you're like, next what? Where is everybody? Oh, they got replaced. Yeah, this AI automation system was installed and it eliminated their jobs. What about you and I? We're probably next. And that's identifying, hey, this thing is here. It's a real threat. My job is not safe. The question you should be asking once you identify that AI is here is, can AI do my job? And I always say that if the answer is, I don't know, if the answer is, I'm not sure, if the answer is maybe, possibly, just a little, then the answer is yes. If it is not a definitive no, then the answer is yes. Okay? It's either a definitive AI cannot do this, or the answer is yes. And if you're sitting there going, I wonder if AI can do my job. Yes, yes, and yes. Again, not here to scare you, here to wake you up. That's why I said this is an emergency video. I wish this could be broadcast all over the country so people could get prepared and ready. But you need to understand where we are. AI is not going to disappear. You are not going to wake up in the morning and find out that AI just suddenly went away. No. You want to talk about a gap between the haves and the have-nots? Watch this. In the next 5 years, watch this. The have-nots, that'll be the middle class and the poor. The middle class, but those are the ones who make money. I know, those are the ones who have the corporate jobs. They'll be eliminated. If you work in an accounting firm, you're fired. If you do taxes, you're fired. If you are a lawyer, you're fired. If you're a nurse, and I know they're going to need some, but they won't need all of you, you're fired. For some of you teachers, you're fired. If you are a book editor or something, you're fired. If you are someone who does any type of customer service or sales or anything like that, you're fired. Adios. You're fired. They're gonna let you go. Wait, but they can't let me go. I've been here 5 years. I put in all this work. They know all of my kids. They know their birthdays. They come to the parties. We have a relationship. They can't possibly let me go. Again, there's two ways that companies survive. Two ways that companies make it. They either spend less or make more. So if they want to make more money, the fastest way to make more money is to cut. I had a guy comment under one of my videos not long ago. He said, you're wrong. I've been at this company for this amount of time. There's no way they'll let me go. In fact, I'm one of the highest paid at the company. And I go, bro, you just proved my point. I think he said he made $150 a year. They can scratch one position, yours, and save $150,000. $1 million over 6 or 7 years. What? Why do you think your job is safe? You're one of the first I would cut. You're one of the first they would cut. If you want to be honest, you would cut you if you own the company. So understand that your job is not safe. Don't get caught up. Don't believe that because you know the boss, your job is safe. Don't believe because you have lunch with the management that your job is safe. It ain't safe. Don't believe because you got a promotion, they paid you more, you got a good parking spot under the tree in the shade. Your job's not safe. You're pregnant. They see you're pregnant. They know you're having a baby. They even know the baby's name. They even have invites to the baby showers. And they've already RSV or something like that? Right. They've already agreed to come. They've already gotten gifts. RSVP. And there's no way they could fire me. They see I'm 7 months pregnant. Ain't gonna matter. Why? Because even though your bosses and your company is emotional, AI ain't. It ain't gonna give a you know what about your situation. It's here to replace you. And if I had your job, it would be there to replace me too. That's why I decided I don't want to fight AI. There's no vulnerability. It cannot be beaten. Well, I'll take that back. There's one way. There's one way. And there's one way it's vulnerable. Anybody want to take a guess? There's one way that AI is vulnerable. You guys can screenshot this, by the way, if you want before I erase it. But there's one way that AI is indeed vulnerable. Can anybody guess? Shout out to everybody who's ready to change their lives by getting a middleman business that's already built, designed for them. So I'll leave that up there. If you guys want to get into the middleman program and have a business that's already built for you, you might say, I don't know what industry to get into. That's fine. I teach you how to choose the right industry. I don't know what city to launch in. That's fine. We'll talk about that. I don't know how to sell to customers and talk to customers. That's fine. You don't have to do it. I don't do it. I don't know how to book customers. You don't have to. I don't know how to take deposits. You don't have to. I don't know how to dispatch the work because it's book, deposit, dispatch. You don't have to. Why not? Because the website does it for you. It's fully automated. That's the beauty of having a middleman business. If you had to do all the work, it'd just be a job. If I had to do all the work, it'd just be a job. Now, you could choose to do it manually. I don't recommend it. That's the basic package, by the way. We have 3 packages. Just going to tell you what the prices are going to be for these packages very soon. We have the basic package. And the basic package is only for people who kind of want to do it yourself. So I'll just put that package is $497. Yes, payments are offered. If you want to get, because there's a basic, and then there's a pro, and then there's a VIP. The pro package is done for you. That one's going to be $2,500. Again, a small amount for a business that runs itself. And then there's going to be the VIP, which is done with you, where you get to work with me. That one's going to be $5,000. The goal is to teach you how to make hopefully $5,000 a week. So, but You can wait on those prices because that's where it's going to, or you can move quickly and get the VIP for just that. Or you can wait and pay that. It's up to you. You don't have to, but you need to move quickly because once I fill up the spots that I have left for this and only a few spots left, it's going to that. So again, let's wrap this up. I believe 10 million jobs are going to be lost in the next year. I hope I'm wrong. I'm fearful that I'm underestimating. Not something I'm going to pat myself on the back about, but I am going to come here and say, I told you so. And when I do it, I'm not going to be celebrating. I'm going to be angry at you because I told you this storm was coming. You saw it as well. And I told you what 3 steps you can take to prepare for it so you don't get stuck. And you watched the video, you took in the content, you observed it, you agreed that it was correct, and you did nothing. You didn't move. You didn't start a business. It's too expensive. This is too expensive? What about this? What about this? I was talking to a friend the other day, and we were shooting some hoops at the gym, true story. And he said, how much is the average house in your neighborhood? He said, my wife and I, we have a son, and I know his son, just a little kid, 8 years old, something like that. And he said, we drove through the neighborhood. Man, the neighborhood's off the chain. And he said, bro, y'all have beautiful, like dream houses up and down the street. And he said, how much is the average house just to get into the neighborhood? Like the average beautiful home in the neighborhood, really nice one. And I said, probably about 700 grand. And he said, oh, what? I say, yeah, to get back there, it's probably about, gated community, resort style pools, like 3 of them, three different amenities. And I'm not gonna go into detail, lakes, sailboats. It's an amazing place, right? Schools, daycares, everything you need. Community events, best trick-or-treating I've ever seen in my life. My kids love it. My son gets to go out for about an hour trick-or-treat, then come home for like an hour and give out candy. It's the funniest thing. I might record it and go live just to show you how funny he is. He's only 5. And my daughter, she's only 2. This is going to be hilarious because she's mean. And I just cannot wait to see kids trying to stick their hands in her bucket to take some candy out of there. It's going to be hilarious because she will fight. And I can't wait to do that. We were talking about that last night, man. This is going to be some serious fun. I'll probably put it on my kids' YouTube channel. So, but he said that, hey, the price was very expensive. And I asked him, I said, well, where do you guys live now? And he and I have open conversations. We don't have to, be politically correct or beat around the bush. I said, where do you guys live now? And he told me where. And I was like, is that a good place? He was like, nah, not really. Okay, so it's expensive in your mind. It's expensive to live in a neighborhood like mine, a master plan neighborhood. That's expensive. But what's not expensive is to live somewhere that's not safe. You don't really want your kids to be there, and you have to monitor your kids, monitor your environment. It's crime riddled. And it's not a good place to live, especially with the family. So let me get this right. That is, the cheap is good, the expensive is too much. In my mind, you flip that around. The living how I don't want to live, that's expensive. Having my kids in a neighborhood where they can be exposed to violence all the time, like I was when I was a kid, that's expensive. Having your kid grow up in a school where it's violent, it's full of other bad kids who influence your kids, where there's drugs, where there's guns, where there's just fighting, where there's talking back language, that's expensive. The cost to put them in a better situation, give me that. But the real expense is the investment you don't make. The investment you don't make always costs more than the investment you could have made. So if paying $9.97, by the way, you can break them into payments. But if paying $9.97, and by the way, the basic is done, you do it yourself. It does not come with a website template or anything like that. I'll just give you the outline, you go execute. That's why it's way cheap. If you want me to do it and you want to work with me, by the way, I want to say about 85% of the students choose this one. Maybe 10, 12% choose this one, and maybe just a handful have ever chosen that. But it is there to help everybody get in the door. So, and you can always upgrade as you go. So, but the real expense is, because if you think, hey, that's expensive, then you haven't looked at the price of this. You want to know what's really expensive? Not being able to take care of your family. Having your kids live in a neighborhood just because you can afford it, but it's not a good place. Gunshots all throughout the night, police sirens up and down the road. Violence on every corner. Cars broken into, homes broken into. Right? That's where you don't want to be. So, flip your psychology. And that's what I told him. I said, dude, flip your psychology. It's going to cost you more to raise your kid in that environment. I know you don't see it now, but when you look back in 10, 15, 20 years, whatever the environment is that you raise your kid in, that's what your kid's going to probably be. And he was like, I don't want that. Exactly. So it's not expensive to be in my neighborhood. It's expensive to not be in my neighborhood. Make sense? So it's not expensive to invest in yourself and get a business that's built for you that runs. It's expensive to not invest in yourself and rely on a paycheck that's here today, RIP tomorrow. So, again, 10 million jobs lost or more. Identify AI is here and it's here to stay. That means your job's not safe. Prepare, create a plan. Understand that you don't have a paycheck coming after they let you go. You need a plan. Last thing, execute. What does that look like? Say, I do. Get to the altar. Why am I not afraid of AI? Because I'm married to AI. It's my spouse. Now, here's the thing about AI. You can marry AI too. All of you. Every student, all those, I want to say 15 students that came in the last 2 days, they're all married to AI. All of them, by the way, took the VIP. They didn't pay the $5,000, they paid the $997, moved quickly. By the way, for all the students who enrolled in the last 2 days, if you are, for you that are going to enroll, if you do not receive your welcome email with your what to do next links, just respond. My team's going to pick that up. And my team's going to send you all that information. I've been doing this since 2020. I haven't had a job since 2020. I was homeless in 2017. My wife can tell you, we just met. When she met me, I was homeless. Now you might say, and I got to get her on here to tell the story. She'll be like, what? I couldn't believe it. And she tried to get me to come and live with her when she found out. But you're probably thinking, well, how were you able to keep that a secret? Well, I was living in South Louisiana then, and she was living in Mississippi. So we met through a dating app online. So she didn't know my situation. That's why. So, or that's how I was able to hide it under the rug. And we ended up getting married, of course. 2 beautiful kids. Well, 4 altogether, but we have 2 together. And shout out to all my babies. Love them. Want to see them be rich, be wealthy. I don't know about you guys. I have a goal to make $1 million a year and build wealth for my family. Before you get mad at me for that, I just want to tell you that there's nothing wrong with being rich. There's nothing wrong with being wealth. In fact, it's a biblical principle that you should be wealthy. The Bible says, if I have my Bible in my office, I usually have it. If I had it in my office, I would let you know. I would open it up and show you that the Bible says that a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. Now, your children's children would be your grandkids. So that's generational. So there's nothing wrong with wanting to build wealth, wanting to be rich. There's nothing wrong with that. People make it into a bad thing. Why do you want to be rich? You know, Sean, how much money you want to make? I want to make as much as I can. Well, that's kind of selfish. You really need that much money? Well, let me ask you, how long do you want to live? You're going to say, as long as I want to live. And I'm going to say, well, aren't you being a little selfish? Why do you want to live as long as you want to live? So I don't back away from saying what I want to accomplish in this life. Right? And the number one reason I don't is because I know this life's going to end. And none of this will matter for me. So I want to do as much as I can while I still can. I encourage you to do the same. If you have a question or comment, you are welcome to drop it. If I see it, I'll respond to it. Thank you for all the questions and the comments. I appreciate everyone. For all the new students too, we need to, if you do not have the link for Calendly, go to Calendly and schedule your one-on-one with me, your preliminary one-on-one, so we could get, and that's for all the VIPs. If you're basic, you don't get that. Don't be basic. But for all of you who have not scheduled your one-on-one, you need to go to Calendly and get scheduled so we can do a one-on-one and kind of break down preliminaries of how we're going to launch your business, you know, what we're going to do, what industry you're going to get into, where we're attacking first. So, but you need to marry AI. How do you marry AI? I'll give you this and I'll let you go. Marry AI. How do you do that? Simple. You find a business that is AI proof. That's how. You partner with AI, you marry it to a business that's AI proof. You marry AI to an AI proof business. So what does that look like? That looks like AI times, I'll just put OPS. Who knows what OPS is? We're always talking about OPM, other people's money, OPP, other people's property. So OPS, what do you guys think OPS is? The O is for other, the P is for people, of course. OPS, we always, other people's money, other people's time. I've even heard OPE, other people's everything. What's OPS? Ops. AI is going to partner with the ops. OPS, other people's skills. We are in a day and age where you can marry your business to a skill. So for instance, if you want to see, by the way, I have a few middleman businesses, but this is the one that we're building everybody else's business like. So I reference this one the most. Book and Move. Now, reading the name Book and Move, instantly it tells you that we are what type of company? A moving company. So if you need to get moved, you go to the website. But here's the thing. I don't move anybody. I don't have a crew. I don't have a dolly. We don't own boxes. I don't have a truck. I don't have tape. I don't have any of that. Why? Because I don't move you. Now, there are plenty of moving companies. We have a partnership with 30 moving companies right here in DFW. We have 30 professional moving companies on board that work with us in DFW. Now, they have the trucks, the crew, the equipment. I don't. All I do is create a platform like Uber, and Uber finds a rider and a driver, and they connect the two. Uber finds a rider who needs a ride, a driver who's willing to drive them around. They connect the two, and Uber gets paid for the connection. By the way, all of you gig workers, you're fired. Autonomous vehicles are going to replace you. Drones are going to replace you. Scooters that work themselves are going to replace you. And it won't be long. They're already running autonomous Ubers here in Dallas. Even if it's one on the road, that's probably 10 people who Uber don't need for that day. And you might say, that's it? Yeah. You wouldn't be saying that if it was you. So my company, Book and Move, connects customers who need to get moved to moving companies who actually move them. Now, I don't talk to customers. I don't want you talking to customers, calling customers, none of that. It's fully automated. That's why it's going to be this price. We're going to hand you a business like Chick-fil-A that's already running. All you have to do is manage it. That's it. That's it. Make money. I love it when I get those texts and those emails and alerts. I've shown it to my wife where I'm like, I love to see it. It just gives me so much adrenaline, so much energy when someone gets their first deposit. Hey, I just made 200. Hey, I just made 250. You know, I get excited about that. I can remember when we first started, all the way back to my first student, Jace. Shout out, Jace. And this dude was sending me like clips, like screenshot on fire. And I was like, man, this excites me to the fullest extent that I'm so happy, I'm so motivated for everybody. And I told my wife, I was like, I think this is going to be a movement because AI is going to eliminate so many jobs, but the jobs it's not going to eliminate are skilled labor jobs. For instance, if you are a plumber, AI cannot fix pipes. If you are a roofer, AI is not going to fix your roof. If you're someone who does nails, dog walking, babysitting, it's getting that time of year, Christmas light installation, lawn care, pest control, moving, cleaning, hauling, painting, floors, ceilings, electrician, plumber. I think I said that already. You guys can name some more if I missed them. Did I say pest control? Pool maintenance, AC and heating, someone who can fix your appliances. All of these things are middleman businesses, or all of these things are skilled labor businesses. But you can partner with them, other people's skills. This is where the plumber, the cleaner, the junk removal, the garage repair, the garage clean out, the hauling, whatever. That's where this comes in. Other people's skill. Other people's skill is just labor businesses. Why do I love labor businesses? Because AI can't do it. If you needed someone right now to come into your house and mount your televisions on the wall, AI ain't coming. It can't do it because it's skilled labor, it's physical work. Now, if it was done online, AI can do it. But AI cannot come in your house and do physical labor. AI cannot move your furniture. That's why I love this company. AI can't clean your house. That's why I love all of the students who are doing the cleaning. AI can't do that. You can partner with AI and get it done. So AI-proof businesses, what does that look like to marry AI? AI times other people's skills. When you get AI times other people's skills, you get a baby. What does that baby look like? Bookandmove.com, freequotebuddy.com, middlemanceo.com, and I'm working on some more. I'm helping friends create their own middleman businesses because even they can see the light. Because there is a light at the end of a tunnel, but better believe it is a tunnel. Now, most people are going to get to the end of the tunnel with no light because they haven't identified, prepared, and executed. I saw AI was coming. Uh-oh, there's a storm brewing. I started preparing. I made a plan. Hey, this paycheck's not going to be here. We need to do something. And then I executed the plan. I went to AI and I said, hey, I know we just met, but you fine as I don't know what. I'm going to need to marry you. And I took out my virtual ring and I placed it on AI's virtual finger. And I said, will you marry me? And guess what it said? I do. And so we went to the altar and we got married. And AI times other people's skills created a middleman business. That's the formula, by the way, for a middleman business. AI times other people's skills, middleman. So, and that's what a middleman business is. You simply connect customers to service providers. You don't do the service yourself, and you get paid. I could literally be doing this video from the beach right now. On the beach, recording this video, talking to you guys about the dangers of AI and how you can win with AI by partnering with it. And my business can still be making money because it does not need me. So I tell you guys, you can be a CEO working 1 hour a week, but you could be a CEO working 10 minutes a week. It does not really need you. I say 1 hour because I want you guys to kind of stay in touch with your business, maintain your business, look over the performances, and we'll talk about that for everybody in the masterclass. Look over how the ISPs are performing, rate them, grade them, make sure they're staying up to par. Other than that, you're not needed. But what if a customer has an issue? Then the AI chatbot discusses that. What if a customer has an issue with a mover? Then that's between the customer and the mover. Make sense? I love this. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about a middleman business. Is it the future? Is it the new wave, the new trend? Is it something that's going to be here because it can partner with AI? Until AI is able to do the skilled labor, we're good. So all of those millions of people who are going to be losing their jobs, they need to start looking here. They need to get with me and start a middleman business. No, I cannot help 10 million people. I can't. I know. But I'm going to do my best to help as many as I can, and that includes you. So if you're ready to change your life, you're ready to make a move, you're ready to dive into this, you know what to do. I got to go. I got to get off here. I got things I got to do, but I hope this blessed you in some way. If you have any questions or whatnot, my email is going to be pinned in the first comment below and the video description. If you're ready to pay this and not this, you need to move quickly. That link's going to be down below. Also, the link to break it down into 4 payments. That's going to be down below. And if you want to get a list of the best middleman companies, just put the word list in the comments below. If you want to email me because you have questions or whatnot, you can do that. That email information is going to be down below. And if you want a couple reference sites, so you can say, hey, I hear what you're saying. I'm excited. I think I can do this. But just to help me to understand as clearly as possible, do you have any websites I could go check out? You can go check out mine, and then you'll say, oh my gosh, this is so easy. So a customer comes to the site on their own, book the job on their own, pay me on their own. Then the AI automation grabs the information, dispatches it to a mover, cleaner, whatever you choose. You don't have to choose my industry. You can choose any industry. And I'm done? Yes. That's it. That's why it's going to be this. Now, I believe that in the next year, I can teach 10,000 people how to do this. I can get 10,000 people in here. Please move quickly so that can be you. All right, I got to go. Identify, prepare, execute. Don't get left behind. A lot of people are going to be left behind. A lot of people are going to be left in the dark. A lot of people are going to fall off a cliff, financially speaking. Don't let that be you. You don't want to be in a position where other people tell you how to live, control your paycheck, control your money, control your finances. You don't want to be in a position where you have no income coming in. The most dangerous thing you could be doing today is not securing another source of income, because you need to understand, if AI can take your job, it's going to take your job. You're not going to have a paycheck. Now, if you're somebody and AI can't replace your job, that's fine. You still need to get another source of income, because even if it's not AI, you still have to compete with automation. You still have to compete with immigration. You still have to compete with desperate college students who are buried in debt, who are willing to work for less and do your job. You still have to compete with outsourcing from other countries, people in Thailand that can do the job just as well as you for fractions of what they pay you. So you need to move quickly. I'll see you guys in the next video. And please share this video, comment, let me know if you're a new subscriber, I'll shout you out. Let me know if you got into the masterclass. I'm excited, I'm ready to see you guys. Please move quickly. Peace. Screenshot this, it's that important.